All right. Well, hello everyone. My name is Karl Sandoval. I'm a master luthier. I've been engaged since the mid-70s in repairing and custom fabricating guitars, as well as basses. Don't want to leave you bass players out. I know the majority of what I talk about, I always say guitar, 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 but you know, as experiences go on, you know, I do build basses. I just, not too long ago, I finished a Sandoval .V bass for a gentleman back east. But I thought I'd share some of these guitars. Well, this guitar in particular that I have just completed, and I thought I'd go through it and make a video about it. So, you know, to help enlighten you with you know, some of my aspects of what I think about, how I go about, you know, parts that I use and so forth in making my custom guitars. If you haven't subscribed to my Patreon channel or my YouTube channel by now, I would really appreciate your support. My Patreon channel is a small donation of $5 a month. It's really not much considering the amount of material that's videotaped and that I share with everyone. So by all means, please help out. One of my projects that's coming up, which will involve some financing, is a better camera so I can have better sound, better quality videos for you in the future. So please help out. My YouTube channel and my Patreon channel are slightly growing. It just keeps getting better, and I really appreciate that. So a great shout out to all of you for your contributions in whatever capacity. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. As you know, I've been building and working on guitars since the mid-70s, and that was a long time ago. I was a young kid when that was happening. I was around 20 years old, maybe a little older, and I started at the original Wayne Charvel custom guitar shop in Covina. In my book, that's where it all began. In my book, Wayne Charvel is the master luthier that has, you know, just contributed to so much to this industry, which is just, it's just been overwhelmed with additional customizing guitar builders, whether they be located at custom shops and major factories, or individuals that strike out on their own. So, you know, I'd just like to give a deep shout out to Wayne Charvel for getting me started years ago. It was such a pleasure working with the guy. I've got some documentary videos on my Patreon channel, and so if you'd like to see some of those, I will add more. I will get some photos posted, but also on my YouTube channel, I'll probably post more videos on my Patreon channel. YouTube will come along. It's more of an introduction to Patreon. Check me out on Instagram. I've got quite a following on Instagram. I post just a variety of photographs. You can check me out on Facebook, and I've got my own website. And just as a side note, I plan to revamp and just rebuild a lot of my social media because, you know, you got to stay up with the times. There's things are constantly changing, and you know, it's just incredible. It is a little bit of a challenge for me, being from old school. I'm from the old school of, I didn't even want to get involved with computers back in the day, but I finally did, and social media, and it's just been tremendous. It's just escalated the popularity and my name just tremendously, and for all those who contributed to that, wow, thank you so much. I am so grateful. You know, sadly, I'm not a millionaire. Sadly, I'm not even, you know, worth hundreds of thousands. I'm just a layman who has a job. My guitars are fair priced if you considered all the guitars on the market and checked out all the custom shop guitars. If it wasn't for their big name, I'm not so sure they would command the pricing that they do. But so, don't be alarmed if you contact me and I give you pricing. And these are, keep in mind, these are handcrafted. I mean, like a good 80-90% handcrafted. I use some machinery to do some of the bulk heavy work, but typically every aspect about this guitar is just hands-on, and which takes time. It's very labor intensive. I'm about to show you one right now, but I understand and I get it. I was at a point in my life and still am where some things are really expensive and it blows me away. But it's the way of the world now, and I've paid my dues. I've worked for many years to get where I'm at right now, and so I really believe that my pricing is, it's fair. It's not ridiculously high. If I wanted to go ridiculously high, I would double, triple the prices of my guitars right now. And so, if you're inclined to own one of my guitars, it's going to take patience on your part. It will take a while to get billed. The time limit that I quote is 8 to 12 months. I usually require a 50% deposit and go from there. And keep in mind, the more information that I know about what you want, the better and closer the guitar will be what's pictured in your head. Also, what you have pictured in your head or what I have pictured in my head are like two different things, obviously. But as we work closely together, we can get all this happening and iron out all the issues and ultimately make you the piece of art, collectible art, just for you, whether you want to just store it, frame it, just keep it on a guitar rack at your house, or play with it, because they're all functional. Some of them just look really beautiful, as the one I'm about to show you. But, I'm not about competition. There are many builders out there that are really good, really excellent, and they surpass me in technology and in what they do and how they approach guitar building and the shops they have, the machinery they have. But like I said, I'm from old school. I'm from the handwritten letters. I'm from Kodak 35mm camera era, But through the years, I really neglected to take more pictures than I really should have. I managed to take some, and those are the ones that I post for your enjoyment. So, just keep in mind, if you plan to order a guitar, if you commit, stay with the commitment and be patient, and you will get your instrument inevitably and be all the happier. For all those who want it yesterday, for all those who complain, well, so-and-so can get it done in 2 weeks, but, fine, go with them. It's okay, man. Yeah, I mean, it's you're not taking a button off my shirt. It's just, it's the way of the world. The way of the world is variety. It's just the spice of life. There's so many different ways to own a guitar, get a guitar, play a guitar, etc., etc. So, I really like talking to my customers. Let's put it that way. And a lot of them that I never really speak with or speak to, they just have a head on their shoulders. They're full of wisdom, concern, compassion. They're passionate about what they do. They're patient. They understand that quality takes time. I'm one guy. How can I produce 30 guitars a month? It's just, I'm not in that production mode. I don't choose to get in that production mode. I really like to work on these guitars one at a time, but, lately I've been forced to work at 10 to 15 guitars at a time, which, they each get their labor-intensive time in the process of fabrication. So, just hang in there. It'll come. And sometimes the things that we really want in life, we have to work hard for them. We have to save. We have to plan. It's not impossible to own one of my guitars. For a lot of you, they just, you kid around and, I don't want to mortgage my house. I don't want to have 4 jobs. I don't, it's like, fine. You don't have to. But there is a way. I've dealt with payment plans with some people who have taken advantage of it. You know, it takes such a long time to get these guitars built that you've got time to work hard and you know, sell some of the belongings you have that have been sitting around and get the money together and you know, make it happen. Be creative. I mean, that's all there is to it. And there's a lot of people that are like that. Some of us out there, well, not so much me, but some of us have a bankroll, and you know, I'm very happy for you, and you're one of the lucky ones that could just go out and buy something. But still, you know, you still need patience. If you have a lot of money, you still need to be committed and responsible and work with me in getting this guitar. So, you know, just to give you a few points about that, more videos are going to come. They're going to keep coming as long as the Lord gives me breath. I'll try and learn better ways to film and to, you know, document and to show what I do. I've got a lot of knowledge. I have a lot of experiences. I have a lot of memories that are still untold and shown. So stay tuned. Don't give up, you know, and even helping out with Patreon. You know, I just can't get over it. I mean, when I was younger, I wish I could go somewhere and spend $5 a month and get all this knowledge, you know, from experts. And expertise comes through long hours of fails, of good things, of experiences, dealing with people, you know, etc., etc. So, you know, just to give you a few ideas of what I'm about and who I am and what I do and where I'm at, you know, just hang with me. You know, all you committed YouTubers and patrons and Instagrammers and all you social media gurus out there that just, you know, love seeing interesting knowledge from people. Man, keep it going, man. It's what's making the world go around. I never in my life knew, being from old school, that I would be involved with social media, and I can really see the value of it. So if you ever plan to get into sharing some of your crafts, whatever they are, there's many of them out there, and people are doing it. You have a chance to make, you know, a living through social media. There's no excuses anymore for anybody being jobless. Not in the way I think about it. I had a friend of mine tell me about that. He says, he kind of put me in place in a nice way. He says, you know, there's really no reason why anyone, especially you, should be slow or without work. You know, you might have some temporary occasions like that, but, you know, if you stay persistent and if you educate yourself and if you have ambition and you sit down and work at what you're doing and just cultivate everything, it'll all pan out. Trust me. I remember times when I was just like full of knowledge and I had no idea, well, how am I going to reach people? You know, sending out flyers was the way we used to do it back in the day. Sending out letters, making phone calls, personal, one-to-one, was the way we used to promote businesses. We used to go to, you know, music stores, talk to the owners. You know, you go to bands, you check out bands, and you talk to them. And, you know, it was the old school method. And, I mean, that actually worked because, you know, if I built a guitar for a musician, like, for example, I used George Lynch. He had a custom V, which I really wish I knew where that was. But Randy Rhoads had played that guitar backstage at either the Whiskey or Gazzarri's, fell in love with it, and I got a call, and then history began. You know, that's how it works. And it's just like one hand shakes the other, one hand pats the other one on the back, and everybody works together. So if you're sitting back and you're just like, you know, woe is me, you know, I'm poor, and I can't do this, and I don't have that, and I'm too short, too tall, color of my skin, you know, I'm poor, you know, I'm from a certain culture. I mean, people can make that list endless. There are no excuses. What it is your heart, the ambition in your head, the power that you have within you. If, you know, I'm reaching 70 next year, and I'll be, darn man, I wish I was 20. With what I know now, I wish I was 20. Boy, I'd be conquering the world, it seems like. I have so many things that I do not discuss or haven't talked about that are going on in my life. The guitar trade is actually the way that I make my living, make my money, which it's just an average living. I am, like I say, I am not wealthy at all. For all those of you who go nuts because of the prices I charge, it's what it is. I'm an experienced master luthier. You either like it, accept it, or you don't like it, or accept it. And if you don't, move on. Go to somewhere else. Go to any music store and get a $150 guitar off the wall. Power to you. I don't, hey, it's your life. It's what you want to do. But don't knock those who have worked their lifetime to create a substantial career, and work hard at it, which is what I do. I haven't always had breaks. I've had fails. It's just like anybody else in whatever field you get into. Things don't always come easy. It takes time. It takes effort. And don't let a fail be but nothing than a learning process, so that you don't do it again and that you improve. This is how we become wise. This is how we become state-of-the-art individuals where, for the most part, we have a handle on things. Yeah, but even then, things are going to come and undercut you. It still happens to me. I'm in disbelief at the amount of people that just want to thrash the heck out of you for no reason at all. They don't know me. They've never been with me. They don't share what I share. It's like, I don't know, they've got some trivial reasons why they dislike you. It's crazy. It's just flat out crazy to spend that kind of energy on something like that, on feelings like that. Be cool. Be optimistic. Be positive. Be just a trendsetter. Create your own identity. Yeah, it's cool to maybe be like somebody for a short period of time, but be your own self. Be a trendsetter. Excuse me. If everybody was the same, how boring would that be? Trendsetters: Randy Rhoads, Eddie Van Halen, George Lynch, Darren Malakian, Mike Anthony, Steve Vai, Jimi Hendrix, Stevie Ray Vaughan. And that's just that's like a pebble of sand on the beach of the amount of creativity and uniqueness that is out there. That's what you need to do. That's the route you need to go. Living off of somebody else's coattail, it's just, coattail, I'm sorry. It's just like, okay, learn from it. But wouldn't you rather stand on your own 2 feet and be proud of something you developed, something you created, a guitar lick that you created and play and the feel about it? It's like copying other people. That's how we learn. But, after a while, you just got to break away. You got to do your own thing. You got to be your own boss. You got to be your own creator and creativity person and unique individual. And this is the spice of life. This is what the world is all about. This is what makes the world go around. Think about it. What if we were all, let's just say, I don't know, what if we all had stripes? We were all striped. Everybody. Millions and millions and millions and millions of people. They're all striped. And then what if they all played a striped guitar? No offense on anybody that has a striped guitar, and they all played striped licks. And they all played, everything was striped. Everything was how boring, 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 boring. Come on, man. There are so many individuals out there that have uniqueness, and that's you. You're a star. Promote yourself. Build yourself up. I always comment, I'm a master luthier that builds guitars for the stars. That's you. You're the star. Grab hold of it. Work at it. Deal with it. Strive for it. And what a great world we would have. And what a great world. You're not gonna find 2 Eddie Van Halens. There's only one Eddie Van Halen. There's only one Randy Rhoads. There's only one George Lynch. There's only one Tracy G. There's only one Ozzy Osbourne, and on and on and on. What do we need 150 Randy Rhoads for? Or what do we need 150 Eddie Van Halens for? you know, give these individuals their credit that they earned. Create your own. It's a very simple objective, and I mean no harm, and I mean no disrespect, and I mean no offense to anyone, other than to tap in to your knowledge, build up your heart and creativity. You be the next star that's going to be signed or demanded for recordings and to play live and etc. and so forth. So anyway, enough of me ranting here. It's just part of what I think about and things that I see. If you want to be a great anything, seat time. You need to practice that art, whatever the field is. You need to sit down and just work at it and work at it and work at it and just find knowledge wherever you can get it. Find that individual for encouragement and then just go for it, man. You can do it. You can do it. I believe that. I really believe that. Anyway, okay, enough of me talking. Please, thank you. Thank you for listening to me. I mean no harm. I love you all. I just have to put aside those who want to be negative and just put people down. They can move on and go to their own land. I don't need that in my life. Be optimistic, be positive. So, getting to this guitar. This guitar was a concept and idea ordered from a customer. Now, V's already been made. It's already been designed. Bow tie's been done. Harpoon headstock has been done, but this individual ordered this guitar for a specific reason. It just so happens that he collects Cherry Sunburst guitars. He's got a lot of them. And I thank him for choosing Sandoval Engineering, Karl M. Sandoval, to build a Cherry Sunburst V. Now, as you can see, it's ready. It's being boxed because it's going to be shipped out really soon. So, anyway, in building this guitar, it's pretty unique in the sense that there's challenges that come. You keep in mind that what you're looking at was basically just ideas that were floating around and then decided on, and what you see is the end result. So I'm giving you a distant shot in the case so you can get a good idea of that. I'm going to turn it over now, and so we can see the back. You can see it's a cherry burst. It's translucent. These tapes here the strings are loose. You always want to ship a guitar with really loose strings, and then I just tape them there so they're not flopping all over the place. But it's a cherry sunburst in the front, and then a cherry translucent to cover the mahogany in the back. It's basically a Sandoval .V like that I would build, but with a different color graphic. So, but in building this guitar, keep in mind that I really give it my all. Every detail about it is painstakingly thought about, fabricated. I have a variety of different tools that I use to create everything you see here, whether it's drilling holes for the pickguard screws, the backplate screws. I call them pickguard screws because it's what's used to put on a pickguard, but these cover plates have that type of a stainless steel screw. This is a strap lock here. I'm going to hold up the guitar and get some close-ups of it in a moment here, but I'm just trying to give a general idea of what it is. So the neck is set into the mahogany body with a maple cap. As you can see, the maple cap, let me pick it up here. The maple cap is roughly around 1/4 inch thick, and then you have the remainder being mahogany. the total thickness is around 1 3/4 thick. Let's get a look at the headstock here. Now this is also a promotional video to help push my custom guitars, obviously. So I think the more you get to see, you know, it's good in terms of promotion and making a sale of a guitar. And if you're serious, ever serious about ordering a guitar from me, this will help you get to see more of a close-up of what I do. This is the front of the headstock. And here's the back of the headstock. Okay, let me turn it around. Now all my guitars are serialized. They have numbers. And that's for protection. And a lot of these guys will insure their instruments. And they're placed on several spots on the guitar, which when you buy one, you'll see there's the front, there's the Sandoval logo, which is extremely popular. That would go on most of the customs that I build. And you can't see it, but underneath that tape right there, there's a bone nut. And I'm going to go down. Let's go ahead and move the guitar so you can see the fingerboard. Now hopefully, like I say, this will give you a great idea of the type of work that I do. There's the bow tie inlay. And, you know, you put dots on this guitar and you basically have a Sandoval .V. Now here is the pickup setup along with the tremolo bridge. It's a vintage style tremolo. That's a PAF in the front, in the neck position, and a super distortion in the rear position. Now I'm going to give you a close-up of where the truss rod adjustment is. Let's see if we can do this without it, hopefully staying focused. But if you can see a little slot in between the neck pocket and the pickup itself, that gives you access to the truss rod adjustment. And most of the time you have to take the front pickup off in order to achieve that. You just take out the 4 small screws on the surround, the pickup surround, and you just kind of move. There's plenty of length of wire there, so it'll just move out of the way, and then you can make an adjustment. This has a 2-way adjustable truss rod, which is adequate in getting any kind of settings that you want for your action. Now let's see. You can see the flame top. This guy that I dealt with just really gave me some choice flame. And then of course you can see the burst. Let's get up here and look at the knobs. You know, I want you to see the whole guitar so you can get an idea of you know, I could hold the camera and do a stance, you know, close-ups with that, but I don't know. Let's do it this way. There's your toggle switch. It's a 3-way toggle switch. I use a variety of those. There's your strap lock right there on the, let's move slowly, right on the end. It's centered. And then up underneath you can see the cup jack for the Stratocaster cup jack. So what we have here is a combination of Gibson and Fender. I'm going to turn it over now so we can get a view of the back. Okay, there's your strap lock. Now, what I do is I don't center the strap lock here. I put it on, if you're right-handed, it's going to go, let's see if I can get this. If you're right-handed, it's going to go on this side of the guitar, as you see right there. And that's to help. If you have the strap button in the middle, you kind of get like this effect where the guitar wants to move in different directions like this. But when you put it up here, like if you're a right-hander, if you're a left-handed, you'd put it on the opposite side. But the strap lock is put here so the guitar now hangs a little more definite in the position where it's not shifting on you. Now here's the tremolo cover plate. You see part of the tremolo block. There's the rear cover plate. Let's get up here and see the other one. There's your toggle switch cover plate. And